If you're not following what's happening in the secondary market before the release of Lord of the Rings, it's going insane. We have players spending massive amounts of money to try to gather up the rings of power, and we're talking tens of thousands of dollars. Have players lost their minds? Wizards of the Coast has succeeded. They have created value. Welcome back, everyone. MTG Marksman here, and thanks again for hanging out with me on my channel today. The FOMO level, the fear of missing out, the hunt, is so great for Lord of the Rings that I think rationale has completely left the room. The rational mind is gone, and all that's there is the kids with $1 looking for the Willy Wonka bar. What we're talking about today is, of course, these rings of power. The collector booster exclusives. The elven soul rings, the dwarven soul rings, and the human soul rings, of course. 9 rings for the rings of men. They have it in the non-foil, and then, of course, the double foil rainbow serialized macho version. Then you've got the 7,000 non-foil for the dwarves. Then you've got the 700, 1-800 number. And then, of course, we've got the elven rings, which is 3,000 for the regular non-foil and 300. Okay? No, not the Sparta. Not Sparta. No. Guys, all kinds of messages appeared in my inbox today when I was at work. People messaging me through Discord as well as through my Instagram, showing me photos and images of Facebook groups buying, trading, and selling the rings of power. Somebody finds one, I'll take $2,000. I'll take $4,000, $5,000. That's done. I'll pay for that. Do you have a ring of power? Do you have this? What do you have to do? Are we seriously talking in a day and age right now where players in the height of FOMO when the new set's coming out are now willing to spend as much money as it would cost to get a piece of unlimited power? Because that's where we're at. And honestly, a lot of people, even myself included, should have seen this coming. When prices from like Kamigawa, Neon Dynasty, those Hitasagu, the ink cards, the Neon ink, those prices kind of held. And those cards do still sell. And then we, of course, had the early serialized cards. Then we advanced into things like the Brothers War serialized cards. And they fetch a pretty penny. You can see where this has led. Where Wizards of the Coast has taken a step-by-step approach. And then landed on a massive IP where it makes real good sense to put these type of featured cards inside the set. And of course, when you look again, take a look here. These are all written in the Elvish script. So these cards are available in multiple languages. They're not just in English. They are in the collector booster boxes spread all over the world. And these cards are not just going to be found here in North America. They're not just going to be found in the United States. They're going to be found everywhere. Wizards of the Coast, I got to give it to you. You have generated a type of hype that we have not seen probably all the way back to things like Dominaria. Maybe Throne of Eldraine because of those storybook stuff, but this is going to carry a whole new level. But now the secondary market has to question itself later on, where most of us are being rational and thinking about what we're going to spend. There are people out there who just want the cards, and they're going to hunt it down, and that's obviously what they're doing. All those different screenshots with all the things and the prices, and I've sent you an email, the e-transfer's on its way to PayPal. That stuff, it just grabs your imagination and lets you know what people are willing to do to beat FOMO, no fear of missing out. The flex to say you have one. To flex and say, yeah, I've got one of those 9,000. I've got one of those 900. That is something that Wizards, when they get word of this, when they see the numbers on the secondary market, when they view this from up high, looking down on the peons of the population, they're going to say, wow, we hit this big. And all the videos I've done lately about this being a trap are so much worse than this. It is going to go a whole different direction. And some people won't even see it coming until it's already happened. This will encourage the company The fact that players are willing to lay this kind of value on the line to get a piece of cardboard like this that they truly desire. I have no doubt in my mind people want it because the cash is changing hands. When the cash is moving like that, you know somebody's serious. Look at the face. They're serious about getting those cards. They're not saving up for it. They're saying, I'm getting myself one of those elven rings. I'm getting myself a dwarf lord ring, and I'm getting myself a ring of power from the humans, one of the Nazgul rings, and before you know it, I'm going to have one of each. I may not have the one ring, but I'm going to have one of each. And there'll be people out there who want one of the holo versions. There's people who want the non-foil version, and maybe they'll want one of each. I understand it sounds just ludicrous to think about, but they're going to do it because there are people who have the kind of money it takes to make this happen. And at first I thought, yeah, it's just a couple of emails here and there, but then they kept coming. And I appreciate everyone who emailed that stuff to me, I do. But I look at this information passing hands, and this is a green light. This is a signal flare in the sky to a company like Wizards of the Coast that all the play testing, all the early forms of this type of changeover are now succeeding. For anyone who hoped they would cut down on foils, it's never going to happen. Make mythics mythic again? Never going to happen. Because they can move on to things like this and see true success that will possibly rival the reserve list in the end, if they manage it and do it correctly. I think I'm really weird saying that right now. I love my reserve list collecting. I'm never going to stop. But there's got to be, what? A couple 100,000 of these that were created? There's only 900 of that holo version and 9,000 of the other one. You see where I'm going with that? That's what people see. Even though there may be a lot less of these in existence, that's not what they see. They see 900. They see Lord of the Rings. They see 700 for the dwarves. They see Lord of the Rings. They see a chance to get Tolkien history, to be a part of something truly special and unique. And although it may only be for a moment of time, it may flash by when Commander Masters comes around. It may be forgotten a year from now. But in this moment in time, it's happening. The market has decided it wants these cards, and they're willing to pay top dollar to get it. They're willing to pay more than it would cost to get you. I mean, the $1 million for the one ring, we're talking that's a Beta BGS, Alpha BGS, 9.5 Quad 10 Black Lotus for the same cost as the one ring. That card's made in 2023. An Alpha BGS 10 Black Lotus is 1993. Gone through 30 years of history. And to the person who wants to get that one ring, it means nothing. This is like the upside down. That's what it feels like. And I don't think it's going to hold, at least not right now. In the moment in my head, I'm going, nah, this kind of hype cannot hold forever. People's minds, players' minds, can't contain that long of a pathway to say, I gotta have. They will move on to the next flashy thing. That's what my mind tells me. But one never knows what's really going to happen. Nobody has a crystal ball. Nobody can predict it. You can only follow the waves of the market and the data, the information that comes your way. And right now, the information is telling me people are going to spend it. And if people are willing to spend that, they're not going to let it go for less. They're going to hold these forever. And there are some people out there who are going to try to get one. There are some people who might try to get more than one. I want 9 because there's 9 for the 9 rings. I want all 7 for the dwarf lords. I want 3 of the elven. There are lots of ways people may choose to collect these, and all of them add up to massive money. Massive! Blows my mind. And then the repercussions of that going forward just can't be forgotten. So mark this video, mark this time stamp, date it, nachos and cheese on the side, and spill some and write the cheese date. But yeah, this is the moment where I think things may be turning into something entirely different. Maybe. We'll see what happens. Anyway, thanks a lot for hanging out. Thanks for being here on the channel. Slam some comments in the comment section. Let me know what you think is happening out there. And do you have any information? Because, I understand 20, 30 emails is not a huge amount. But for a smaller channel like mine, all leading to the same thing with different photos, some repetitious, but some different, It lets me know a lot's going on, and I bet you there's more out there. Guys, thanks a lot for hanging out with me today. Thank you for allowing me to entertain you on the channel. And of course, if you enjoyed today's content, don't forget to like and subscribe. Turn on your notification bells as we upload new content each and every day. Thanks a lot for hanging out with me. And of course, we'll see you all tomorrow. Hey guys, a big shout out and thank you to the fantastic patrons of my channel. Thanks again for that support. The patrons show each and every day. Without their appreciated help, content like this is not made possible. So thanks again for being supporters of the channel. Have an awesome day. I guess the temptation was just too much. I'll be honest, it blew my mind, the idea that this is happening, but it is happening. So you can't deny what's going on. You have to accept it and move on. My precious is all I can think about right now. People are giving in to temptation. It's crazy. Guys, put temptation in the comment section, or my precious if you made that far, because nobody watches this far. There's nobody who makes it. There's very few of you. You know it's true. Thanks again, guys. And of course, pass this video along to people. Crazy stuff.